An investment in yourself pays the best dividends. You've probably heard lots of money gurus tell you this, myself included. They probably say, oh, invest in yourself. But what does this actually mean? And how do you actually invest in yourself? Well, luckily you clicked on the right video, so let's go. First of all, I want to start with some practical things that you can do to invest in yourself and improve and upgrade your life as a whole. First of all, let's start off with speak to people who have been there, done that, got a t-shirt, done everything that you want to do, whether that be in business, in relationships, just in life in general. What you want to do is learn, absorb, and most of all, avoid their mistakes in your life. Because learning from your own mistakes is good, but what's even better is learning from other people's mistakes and applying that to your own life. And that will get you ahead in life much faster. And secondly, in a similar vein to the last point, it is speak to people that are doing it right now. So you want to make friends in your sector. You want to make friends that have the same goal as you, because that will excel you and them to hopefully that goal. There's that phrase that goes something like this: you are a reflection of the people that you surround yourself with. So although this can be viewed in a fairly negative way, if you stop and think, how can I apply this? How can I have positive people in my life that have the same dreams and goals, etc.? Because surely that can only be a positive thing, right? Next up, we have pick a physical hobby. So this could be the gym, it could be team sport, it could be a single sport, it could be anything really. And the reason I say this is I know it's a cliche, but health is wealth. And although it is a cliche, it's pretty true. Because when you think about it, what is the point in investing in yourself and getting all this money and being rich if you are unhealthy? There's literally no point. But yeah, find a hobby. Personally, for me, it's always been sports, football, rugby, and more recently boxing, because I've my knee, but that's another story. But the reason I advocate for this is that hobbies are really good for your mental health and your physical health, and there's a lot of transferable skills that you can get from your hobbies, from sport especially, that can be applied to everyday life to make it better. So it's a win-win. Next up, we have education. So firstly, we have books and audiobooks. Audiobooks are my personal favorite because you can listen on the go. So you can be at the shop, you could be at the gym, on the way to work, you know how it works. And overall, they are great. I've listened to some amazing ones, and they're all going to pop up right here so that you can see which ones I've got, and they'll be in the link in the description as well if you want to go check them out. And remember, when you are reading / listening to these books, that it only takes one idea or maybe even one sentence to change your life. So make sure you are on the lookout or listen out for that idea. Next on the list is podcasts. So I really am a big fan of podcasts. My girlfriend will tell me that I listen to them way too much. The reason they are so good is because depending on your interest, you can actually learn a lot from podcasts. So for me, I listen to a lot of business and investing podcasts, the Iced Coffee Hour over in America with Graham Stephan, and I've started listening to the Mark Tilbury podcast recently, which is quite interesting because it's UK people in business. It's pretty cool. But whatever you are interested in, you'll probably find a podcast where someone's talking about it, because there's bloody loads of them, probably too many. But here's a tip: if you haven't actually found one that you are interested in, maybe you haven't actually looked hard enough, or there's a gap in the market and you could fill it, good luck and invite me on as a guest. And another form of education, we have courses. So I've never been a massive fan of courses because they always seem to be overhyped and they're sort of like a cheat code to money, life, relationships. However, I have changed my tune a little bit on this because I've discovered how valuable online courses can actually be. And don't worry, I'm not going to sell you mine because I don't actually have one, so you're pretty lucky there. The reason I like online courses so much is you can do them at your own pace. For me, I can go back and repeat what I needed to do. Sometimes it takes more than one listen, one watch to actually compute the information, and repeating them is something you can't really do with sort of in-person seminar courses sort of things. However, I've never actually been to one, so maybe I'm just chatting. And for me, the start of this year, I actually did a Casey Neistat filmmaking course, which I think I need to go over again because it was good, but barely remember anything that went on. But luckily, I've got it forever, so I'll go back, do it again, and then hopefully these videos will improve. That's the goal. So now we move on to the life stuff, which is a bit more practical, and hopefully it helps. So firstly, we want to learn how to create and stick to habits. If you've ever read Atomic Habits or listened to it like I have, then you'll know the power of creating good habits is pretty enormous. The compounding effect of the stock market is kind of mad, but the compounding effect of building a habit and sticking to it every single day is crazy. I'll tell you that for free. But if you haven't got that book, then it is definitely one to put into your basket. The next one sort of follows on from the previous one, but it is Optimize Your Environment. So whether that is leaving your keys in the same place every single time, or if it's more extreme than that and it's eating the same thing every single day, then these are things that you can do and will help your life overall. The reason for this is these are time savers and they're also brain savers. There's a phenomenon called decision fatigue. This is where you make tiny little decisions throughout your day which build up and basically fatigue your brain into not being able to make really good decisions anymore. So by reducing these tiny decisions that you make on a daily basis, you will free up some memory in your brain in order to make bigger decisions, make better decisions, improve your creativity and your overall focus, which will allow you to improve your life. So this is one that I do take quite seriously. So I always keep my keys and stuff in the same place. I always keep my wallet in the same place. And next up we have learn a new language. Currently I'm unilingual, which means I only know one language. But when I did try and learn French, I found it a pretty good experience. You're probably going to think I'm over exaggerating this, but it did actually unlock a new part of my brain. I don't really know how, I don't know why, but it made me think clearer, it made me solve problems more easily, and I really need to get back into doing it. So whether that is just doing 5 minutes on Duolingo every day, not sponsored. So even if you just only get to a point where you can say Où est le bibliothèque, I think it will be beneficial to you. There's no harm in trying, really, is there? And penultimately, learn to say no. There's a fine line between taking every single opportunity that is given to you and sort of compromising on your values and compromising on grabbing the money that just appears. You can say no to things, and saying no is a bit of a superpower. And finally, invest some time into finding a passion. I think that this is the best way to invest in yourself, because you can sort of block out all the noise, block out all the distractions, and find out what really makes you tick, tick, tick. And then you can start working towards trying to monetize your passion, or just trying to do your passion more often in your life. And when you are searching for your passion, just remember that it's not set in stone. So once you find your passion, let's say it's fishing, or it's ice hockey, or it's table tennis, could be anything. Once you found this, it doesn't mean that it's for life. You're not set being the ping pong guy, the table tennis guy, the fishing guy, and that's fine, because your passions can and probably will change in the future. But if you can find something that you enjoy to do for work, that is great. Even if it is just for the next sort of period of your life, 5 years, then that's great. It's just all about trying to do what you enjoy more often in your life to have a better life. So that is the goal for me, and hopefully that's the goal for you. And yeah, a better life in general, that's what we want. So there we are. That has been 11 ways to invest in yourself, and I really do hope it has been helpful. And if it has, please press the like button and subscribe if you want more videos like this. And that's about it from me. I'm not a millionaire, but I'm trying to help you become one. So peace.